In a world sculpted by glaciers and ruled by tooth and claw, survival is never guaranteed, only constantly tested. Somewhere in this frozen valley, a perfect predator moves silently, shaped by evolution to kill with precision. Across the snow, early humans huddled together, armed with stone, fire, and something far more dangerous, cooperation. Both leave their marks on the same ground, hunting the same prey, breathing the same unforgiving air. One wrong move, one mistimed attack, and the cost is not injury, but extinction. This is not myth. Imagine one possible Ice Age showdown, where only adaptation decides who lives on.
The Ice Age isn't just cold. It's a relentless arena where every calorie matters and every mistake gets punished fast. Ice locks the rivers, storms erase tracks, and food hides behind distance, snow, and bad luck, day after day. Even the biggest herds are never close. Out here, survival is a long game, not a single fight. So imagine our contenders entering the same territory, a small human band and one sabertooth shadowing them. Stone tools look primitive until you realize their portable power, repaired, reshaped, and used again when nothing else lasts. And Smilodon? It's not built to chase forever, it's built to wait, then explode in one decisive moment. But humans do something predators can't. They communicate silently, turning fear into formation and chaos into a plan. The land itself becomes a weapon, thin ice, cliffs, deep snow, each step a choice that can save you or end you. Here's the twist of this arena. Strength alone wasn't enough, so what advantage decides who survives next? Smilodon wasn't just dangerous, it was specialized, shaped by Ice Age pressures into a near-perfect ambush predator. Its power lived in the front half of its body, massive shoulders and forelimbs built to overpower prey in seconds. And then there were the teeth, long, curved sabers, designed not for chewing, but for one precise, lethal bite. Imagine one possible scenario, a sudden burst from cover, speed and strength exploding in a single committed attack. Fossils tell us this animal invested heavily in power. Neck, arms, and jaws all optimized for a fast kill. But ambush hunting comes with silence, patience, and waiting, sometimes for hours for one perfect opening. Because once Smilodon commits, there is no chase, no retreat. Everything depends on that first impact. From the shadows, it watches its targets move, measuring distance, timing, and weakness. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Perfection leaves no room for error. Even slight damage to those famous teeth could mean starvation, slow, invisible, and fatal. In the Ice Age, nature rarely offers second chances. So the real question becomes unsettling. What happens when a perfect predator meets an imperfect but adaptable enemy? Imagine this scenario. The ambush begins perfectly. Power, speed, and surprise unleashed in one explosive moment. But what if the timing is off by seconds, or the prey reacts just fast enough? In deep snow, even power can betray you, turning momentum into instability. Those legendary saber-teeth aren't battering rams, they're precision tools, always one mistake away from disaster. And here's the twist. Humans don't scatter, they respond, forming shapes and barriers with practiced instinct. Snow thickens the air, blurring distance and buying precious seconds for decisions. The predator pauses, not weak, but calculating, because another failed strike could mean starvation. Firelight meets instinct, and for a moment, neither side advances. Tiny choices matter now. Where to step, when to hold ground, when not to chase. This isn't a victory, it's something more dangerous, a stalemate shaped by risk.
Because in the Ice Age, hesitation can be as deadly as fear. And this encounter isn't finished, it's only revealing the cracks in perfection. Humans don't enter the Ice Age like lone heroes. They move like a unit, using cover, sightlines, and shared attention. A few quiet words, a gesture, a glance, communication turns fear into coordination, and coordination becomes a weapon. Stone tools weren't disposable, they were maintained, sharpened, repaired. Portable technology that could outlast a bad day. They read the ground like a map, testing snow depth and firmness, choosing routes that waste the least energy. Even the landscape offers strategy. Narrow passes and rock funnels can turn open wilderness into controllable space. Small upgrades matter. Better grip, better handling, because in the cold, slipping once can end everything. Watch the spacing. They spread, keep line of sight, and move with structure instead of instinctive panic. They even stage resources, tinder and fuel, because fire isn't luck to them, it's logistics. And when flame rises, the rules shift. Warmth, light, and a moving boundary that predators hesitate to cross. Smilodon notices that hesitation in itself is information. This prey doesn't behave like prey at all. Then the weather changes and the world turns hostile to everyone, erasing plans as fast as footprints. So the humans draw a plan anyway. Simple marks in snow, but powerful enough to align 5 minds. One circles wide, others hold, roles split, and suddenly it's not one target, it's a coordinated problem. Here's the myth: humans hunted alone. Fact: teams let them control space, control risk, and control outcomes. They conserve energy on packed snow, staying steady instead of sprinting, because endurance wins wars of distance. Even Smilodon pays for every step in deep drifts. Power doesn't matter if it can't be repeated. Fur and hide aren't just clothing, they're insulation technology, a survival layer against a killing climate. They find shelter, return to it, and reuse it, because stability is an advantage in a world of chaos. Inside stone and soot, you can almost see the pattern. Fire used again and again, not as magic, as habit. They carry embers forward like insurance, keeping heat alive when the wind tries to erase it. Above them, Smilodon takes the high ground, watching, because ambush is still its best move. But humans listen to the ice, testing the crust, avoiding hollow danger under the snow. Then they steer the route, guiding movement toward bottlenecks where numbers and spears can finally matter. Imagine, hypothetically, a simple trap, nothing fancy, just a tiny advantage created by planning. And even when they doubt, they share the risk, because shared risk is exactly what creates shared strength. The night stretches long, empty, and watched, like the land itself is holding its breath. Smilodon catches their scent, and now it's closer than before, close enough to decide. The humans tighten their formation, widen their light, and turn scattered individuals into one moving wall. Fire fights darkness, but never fully wins, because the shadows are where predators are most alive. Now both sides maneuver. Humans advance slow, Smilodon circles wider, strategy replacing instinct. Another myth: fire was only warmth. Fact: it's territory, psychology, and a lever that changes animal behavior. And the more humans step forward, the smaller Smilodon's ambush window becomes with each flicker of torchlight. A gust nearly kills the flame. Darkness surges. Then the fire returns, and everyone realizes how fragile control is. Smilodon vanishes into the whiteout, leaving tracks toward thinner ice. So do the humans follow or walk away? Here's where the story breaks from what we expect, because survival isn't decided by bravery or aggression. At dawn, the frozen river looks solid, calm, almost inviting, but Ice Age ground lies convincingly.
The humans stop. They don't rush. Distance and patience are already part of their advantage. The tracks tell a quiet truth. Weight matters, especially when the surface can fail without warning. Wind smooths the snow, hiding cracks and danger, turning confidence into risk. Imagine this scenario, hypothetically. The predator steps where the ice is weakest. The humans don't follow. They test, probe, and wait, letting the environment speak first. Ice flexes, cracks spread, and suddenly power feels irrelevant. Smilodon hesitates, not from fear but calculation, because injury here would mean starvation later. And here's the myth. Humans always chased predators away. Fact, they often won by not chasing at all. A single gesture holds the group back, discipline overriding instinct. The river groans, reminding everyone that the Ice Age itself is the most dangerous force present. So Smilodon turns back, not defeated but alive, choosing survival over commitment. The humans don't celebrate, they don't pursue. Control matters more than conquest. Breath steadies, tension fades, and both sides live to see another day. This is the real twist. Humans didn't win by killing predators, they won by letting risk do the work. Across the valley, countless tracks tell the same story again and again. Adaptation isn't dramatic, it's quiet, repeatable, and relentless. So the humans choose a longer path because survival rewards restraint, and the predator fades into the landscape, no longer the center of the story. When you zoom out, the Ice Age stops feeling like a battle and starts revealing itself as a brutal evolutionary filter. Two strategies move through the same frozen world, one built for sudden violence, the other for patience and continuity. Smilodon's strength is undeniable, but every explosive movement drains energy that may never return. Humans advance differently, maintaining a steady pace designed for distance, repetition, and survival across long days. Time becomes the silent judge here, stretching moments into consequences that only endurance can withstand. Fossils preserve Smilodon's power in bone and tooth, a snapshot of specialization frozen in deep time. Human tools and hearths preserve behavior instead, patterns repeated, shared, and refined across generations. One hunter stands alone by necessity, the other survives by staying together, sharing risk and reward. Tools move between hands effortlessly because survival knowledge belongs to the group, not the individual. Even the greatest predator must pause, conserving energy in a world where recovery is never guaranteed. Shadows lengthen, days pass, and survival quietly favors strategies that can be repeated again tomorrow. Humans rest briefly, then continue, because sustainability matters more than speed in a world without safety nets. Smilodon turns away, forced to choose carefully as fewer opportunities justify the risk of failure. Those legendary sabertooth, once perfect, carry danger of their own when one fracture can end everything. Instead of chasing uncertainty, humans prepare for night, investing energy in tomorrow rather than gambling today. Beneath a vast frozen sky, small lives persist not through dominance, but through resilience and planning. Season after season, adaptability compounds, slowly reshaping who remains and who fades from the landscape. Smilodon doesn't vanish suddenly, it recedes, pressured by change that specialization cannot easily absorb. Humans move onward, adjusting routes and behaviors because flexibility is their greatest evolutionary weapon. Across empty valleys, the evidence is subtle but consistent. Paths begin to separate, quietly but permanently. Fire endures as a controlled force, not just warmth, but memory, technology, and shared survival. Figures gather in its glow, not celebrating victory, but planning, teaching, and preparing for what comes next. Smoke rises and disappears, carrying the story forward without drama, only continuity. The horizon darkens, signaling not an ending, but another cycle waiting to begin. This world didn't choose the strongest, it chose those who could change without breaking. And that choice would shape everything that followed, long after the ice began to retreat.
Imagine a world where Smilodon never vanished, still walking the edges of a changing Ice Age landscape. In that parallel path, humans grow more confident, but always aware they share the land with another apex survivor. Tracks overlap in the snow, suggesting coexistence, tension, and an uneasy balance instead of absolute dominance. Smilodon remains calm and watchful, not defeated, simply adapting as it always has to shifting conditions. Human eyes reflect the same firelight, linking modern minds to ancient instincts shaped by survival. Fire endures across time, not as a weapon, but as warmth, memory, protection, and shared knowledge. The horizon stretches wide, reminding us this story is bigger than one species or one moment. The Ice Age dissolves into the present, asking how different our world might have become. The valley returns to silence, history sealed not by drama, but by countless quiet decisions. In the end, evolution shows neither claws nor spears alone, but the ability to adapt or disappear. This is Strange Earth Diaries. Follow us and keep exploring the strange worlds Earth almost became.